Hey guys, what's going on? I'm gonna post a quick video or share a quick video with you guys installing the Fitcamx on my new RAM RHO. I know there's a couple videos out there, but this is the one that kind of fits OEM. You basically pop these covers off and it's all integrated. Taps into the power for the rear. This is a powered rear view mirror in case you're not familiar. So they tap into the power for the camera mirror and it all just looks OEM, which is really nice. So let's unbox it real quick. It's Fitcamx. This is the 4K front camera, and then it also has a 1080p rear option. So let's see what the packaging looks like. So you've got a couple of tools in here. You've got the adapter, bracket, USB adapter as well too. And I think one of these goes to the rear camera. So this is the harness that you tap in to intercept the power in there. You've got the adapter for I think it's power if you wanted to plug into like an HDMI, but this one's going to be tapped in. This I believe is the rear camera. So this one you have to run the wire. You got to figure out where because of the airbags where we want to put it in. But that's the rear one. Here's the actual front camera itself. And if we take it out of the packaging real quick, hopefully you guys can see it's a little tight in here. Put the camera down for a second to take it out, but this is the front camera as you can see. So it just replaces, looks pretty OEM, which is nice. It's all integrated too. And there's an app. There is no screen, that's the only downside, but there is an app so that you can actually connect via Bluetooth. There are blinking lights here at the bottom where you can kind of see if you want to change the camera settings, powered on or off, or the blinking light will tell you if it's running or not. So let's go ahead and start by, I think the first thing we got to do is tilt the mirror down. We got to pop this cover. So I'm going to put the camera down for a second, grab the tools, and then this just pops out basically. So all right guys, so you basically start by taking, they provide you this little tool, but any plastic trim remover tool will work. I would use plastic so you don't scratch the OEM, but basically you just pop this little cover out. What I did is I just stuck it on the side right here. You can see there's kind of an opening, and then from here you just basically gotta grab in here somewhere and just kind of pull this. You see how it just pops out? You just pull it down and it should pop right out. Just be careful with it and it slides out. Simple as that. So the next thing we got to do is unplug. We're gonna tap into this little harness right here. So you just have to unplug this harness. I'm gonna have to put the camera down for a second, but it's the one at the bottom right here, so it's the bigger one. So it's this guy right here. So you just got to figure out how to pop that one out real quick. All right guys, so it's actually this little connector. By the way, that's the front camera for the self-driving. That's the factory camera right there. So it's not that one, it's this connector right here. And I'm gonna zoom in, but there's a little tab right there. So it goes in like that, and you just push this little tab and pull it out. And this is the one we want to tap into. So let me grab the other harness, and you can see this is just kind of like a taps into the power, and then it gives you the camera power source right here. So let me put the camera down for a second because I can't do it with one hand. We'll plug all that in and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so this only goes in one way. So it's all one-way connectors, male to female. And then as you can see, this guy's just gonna go here. Actually, let me have it upside down. There we go. So it just plugs right in, and you can kind of tuck this back up here, maybe use a zip tie just to keep it all nice and neat. You don't have to, but might help. And then this is gonna be the actual camera connector. So now we'll take this guy, and you can see on here, it tells you that is rear. So you can kind of see the little rear camera sign. And then we've got the main connector, which is going to be this guy. So I'm going to plug this one to here, and then we'll leave this one ready to run for the rear camera itself. So okay, so I plugged in the blue tab connector. I'm leaving the rear one up here because I kind of want to run it in the headliner itself. And then let's see here. So just gotta pop these little tabs right back in there. So just gotta make sure they're aligned. We got one in there. Put this down because I'm not having any luck with one hand, so I'm going to put it down for a second. All right, so once you align it, it's pretty easy. It just literally pops right back into those. So just got to push those tabs in. There you go. You can kind of hear it popping in there. And I'm gonna turn on the ignition just to test it, make sure it works. And don't forget to peel your sticker off the front. I did, so now I gotta dig for that. So guys, there's an app that you can download. It's gonna be in the owner's manual, so make sure you download this little Apple Store app first, and that's what you're gonna connect. It's like the dash cam app. So I'm gonna download that real quick, get it configured. You can see the Fitcamx camera, so let's download this real quick. And it'll just connect via Bluetooth. You can see my mirrors working, so that's great. And again, you're just tapping into the camera mirror. So when this downloads, we'll get connected here right away. There's an on and off button down there, so I think it's this one. I think it's already ready to connect via Bluetooth. You can see the blue. If I go in there, you can see it blinking. So I'm just gonna wait for the app to download and I'll get it connected and we'll take a look. So you just gotta download the app, click add camera, next, and then I think it's on. Let me double check. Then allow Fitcamx to connect, use cell data. So we're good there. All right guys, so when you're connecting, you need to disable CarPlay, especially if you're in the car. Mine wouldn't connect, and it does tell you that in the directions, but we can kind of see it's connected. Now you only need to check the app just to check the settings, make sure the cameras are working. Like if you have to set dates, dates already correct on here. If you need to check, you know, like download any clips, anything like that you might want to be able to pull from it, that's the only time you would really connect. Obviously you want to turn on sound recording as well, timestamp. Then you've got some other like loop options, like how long do you want, 1 minute, 3 minutes. That's so the file size, if you pull them, they're not super huge. And least sensitive for the driving collision, that's when it automatically like saves or preserves something. Parking monitoring, this might be good, but it can also I think it might drain your battery, so you got to be careful with that on some of these. I'm not sure how that one works, so I'm gonna try to wire the rear camera, see if it's not too hard. But as you can see, super easy. It took me like not even 10 minutes without recording. It probably would have been 5 minutes to do the whole thing. Now just once I'm done installing the rear camera, you've got the whatchamacallit here, the little cover. There's a little cover plate, and of course save your original one too. That's the OEM one. I don't think that one works. They provide you one. I don't know where oh, right here. So they provide you this one right here, but I'm gonna see if the OEM one works. If it's not a big deal. I think it is slightly different. So just pop that in and you're ready to go. But now I'm gonna try to run this wire and kind of tuck it up here, follow this all along, and see if we can get that rear camera installed. By the way, you can see it's all nicely labeled, so there's no way to mess this up. All the tags are color coded or they match, so super easy to set these up. And there's an adapter in here too. So this is just a standard rear camera, so that's a good thing. If this thing goes bad, you can literally buy any of these rear cameras on Amazon or any of those, and it's like super easy. So we'll get this wired up and see if we can run it. Okay, so we've got that patched up. I put the little cover plate. As you can see, it's OEM. There's the SD card, by the way. You can always just pop that out. Add a bigger one if you like, a better quality one. So I'm just running the wire right up here. There's already a big gap there, and then here I think it should be okay with the airbag. I mean, this is all soft, and I'm just gonna shove the wire. So I'll just run this all the way to the back, so you can see, super easy to have it here. And you know, we hope it never does, but if the airbag does deploy, it should just push that down and the wire shouldn't interfere, hopefully, with anything there with the airbag itself. So I'll finish this up, run it all the way to the back, and install it. You can see, super easy to run it along this headliner piece right here. Didn't have to pop any panels. I'm already all the way to the back. There's gonna be a lot of extra wire, so you can kind of shove some of that up in behind the headliner here. I think I'm gonna run it to like, you got to think about the little window. So I think this one opens to the right. I need to double check real quick. All right, so we've got it kind of tucked in here. I think this is a good spot. So the window opens. The only thing I'm worried about is the, but I think it should be okay. You can always get more 3M tape. So I think this is a good spot. The glass opens towards the driver's side, at least in the US vehicle. And I'll tuck the rest of the wire. There's actually a little 3M cable management. I forget what those are called, that you can stick on to help manage the cable, but it should be okay in here. So I'll just tuck the rest of the wire, but I think that's a really good spot. So I'll hold this for about 3 minutes is what they said, and we should be done with the install. All right guys, let's double check now, make sure. So the front camera, rear camera, you can see on the upper corner, it's kind of hard to see it, but it's like picture in picture. So you've got the front camera, rear camera. You can kind of switch between camera views here if you wanted to have the rear one as the main, just the front one, just the rear, and then this should be picture in picture on the next one. There we go. So we can see the rear, that one, that's kind of what we want right there. But when you pull the files, it'll be separate files. That's how at least most dash cams are anyways. You've got a front and a rear camera file, so you should have full screen on both with no issues. So but that's it, we're connected. Don't forget, turn off your CarPlay and then connect via Wi-Fi to CarCam. And then you can go in the settings too. You definitely want to change the default password. It's just 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so make sure you change that. You can change the Wi-Fi name too to something less obvious than CarCam. Somebody could connect to it and wipe your files out if it's running. But that's it guys. You can go to video resolution and you can increase the resolution to 4K. Obviously that's going to record less time, but it should override once the SD card is full. It should override. So I just put it to the highest resolution. So just play with those settings, make sure you're good to go. Only the front one's 4K, by the way. The rear is only 1080p. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Super easy install. I would say it's a 10-minute installation of that. Super easy to run the wire, at least on the RAM RHO, and looks like OEM, which I really love. As you can see, I mean, it fits perfect. And rear camera mirror still works, the OEM one. So I give it a thumbs up guys. Super easy. Hopefully, you know, the reviews seem to be pretty good. A few of them have failed within like 6 months or a year, but that stuff can happen. It does have a warranty. Hopefully it'll last. My buddy on his TRX has had the same one for quite a while. I think 3 or 4 years now, and the TRX is a 21, so it's at least 3 years that he's had it on there. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, let me know. See you next time.